Imagine this: a potato, small, tough, and humble, buried in the soils of Burkina Faso for nearly 900 years. A tuber so resilient that it has survived wars, droughts, and centuries of silence. And now, this ancient root is stepping out of the shadows to become a symbol of hope, not only for Burkina Faso, but for the entire African continent. In a world where millions struggle with hunger, could the secret to food security lie in a potato that most of the world has never even heard of? This is the story of Nama, the ancient potato of Burkina Faso. A crop once confined to dusty fields and forgotten traditions, now emerging as a powerful ally against climate change, poverty, and hunger. Travel to the northern plains of Burkina Faso, and you'll find farmers bending over parched earth, planting as their ancestors did. In villages across Yatenga and beyond, one crop has been planted for generations. They call it Nama. Unlike the European potato that spread across the world centuries ago, Nama never became a global commodity. Instead, it remained deeply rooted in local life. For hundreds of years, farmers sowed its seeds, harvested its tubers, and passed on its wisdom from parent to child. One elder farmer recalls, "When I was young, I would follow my father into the field. He would hold up this potato and say, 'This one will never betray you.' And indeed, it rarely did. In times when millet or sorghum failed, Nama stayed firm. It endured the heat, the pests, and the fickle rains. It became a quiet safeguard against hunger, woven into the survival story of a people. The secret of Nama is not magic, but adaptation. Burkina Faso lies in the Sudano-Sahelian zone, where the land sees months of dry heat, followed by a short, unpredictable rainy season. Many crops demand more water than the land can give. But Nama is different. It matures quickly, requiring far less irrigation than foreign potato varieties. It tolerates harsh sun, sandy soils, and even late planting. Most importantly, it resists local pests that devastate other crops. A farmer explains with a smile, "Other potatoes demand so much care. This one forgives mistakes. Even if you plant late, it will give you something back." For centuries, that forgiveness was the reason families survived. Nama was never a crop for wealth. It was a crop for life. For a long time, Nama remained almost invisible beyond Burkina Faso's borders. Researchers focused on imported varieties. Governments looked to foreign hybrids. Aid programs often overlooked local knowledge. But in recent decades, something changed. Agricultural scientists, NGOs, and food security advocates began to notice that while imported crops failed under drought, Nama fields still produced. Samples were taken, tested, and studied. What they found was astonishing. This potato wasn't only tough, it was also highly nutritious. Rich in carbohydrates, fiber, and essential minerals, Nama offered more than just calories. It offered sustenance that nourished bodies as well as communities. Suddenly, what had been a forgotten root became a subject of research papers, pilot programs, and community projects. The world had discovered a living treasure, one carefully preserved by generations of Burkinabe farmers. To understand what this revolution means, you have to hear it from those who live it. In the commune of Ouahigouya, a farmer named Amadou explains, "When the rains fail, other crops fail with them. But Nama still gives us food. I can feed my family and even sell what is left. It is our shield against hunger." Nearby, a woman named Mariam, who runs a small farm with her daughters, says, "This potato gave us confidence. Before, we were afraid every season. Now I plant and I trust it will grow. I sell some in the market and I keep some for my children. We no longer live only with worry." Their words echo across the region. In every village, farmers speak of a shift, not from poverty to wealth, but from fear to stability. And in places where hunger once dominated every conversation, stability is everything. With stability comes growth. Farmers who once produced only enough to survive are now harvesting surpluses. Small trucks rumble into rural towns, carrying sacks of potatoes bound for city markets. In Ouagadougou, the capital, Nama potatoes are finding new uses. School canteens prepare mashed potatoes for children. Street vendors fry golden fritters that sizzle in hot oil. Local bakeries experiment with potato bread, blending tradition with innovation. The economic effect is clear. With potato sales, families pay school fees, dig wells, and invest in animals or tools. Women's cooperatives use potato profits to start small savings groups. Communities once defined by scarcity now speak of possibility. The story doesn't end in the fields. Scientists and farmers are working together to secure Nama's future. Agronomists study its genetics, searching for traits that make it so resilient. Some are crossbreeding it with higher yield or vitamin-rich varieties. Others focus on seed multiplication, ensuring farmers can access quality planting material year after year. Workshops teach better storage methods, reducing the waste that comes when potatoes spoil in the heat. Farmers learn how to manage pests organically, how to rotate crops, and how to preserve soil fertility. This meeting of ancient wisdom and modern science is a delicate balance. But both sides agree. Nama must remain true to itself. Its strength lies in what it has always been, a crop born of local soil, shaped by centuries of adaptation. The rise of Burkina Faso's ancient potato is more than an agricultural success. It is a story about listening to farmers who kept a secret, alive for centuries, and listening to the land that shaped it. Africa has long been told to look outward for solutions: imported seeds, foreign models, borrowed technologies. But Nama proves that sometimes the answers lie beneath our own feet, in the wisdom of ancestors and in the quiet resilience of local crops. As climate change brings harsher droughts and greater uncertainty, Africa will need foods that bend without breaking. In this sense, the potato of Burkina Faso is not just a root. It is a metaphor. It reminds us that survival is not about imposing new systems on fragile land. It is about respecting what already thrives there. This is not just Burkina Faso's story. The lessons of Nama belong to all of us. In a time when global food systems are vulnerable to climate change, when millions still sleep hungry each night, the discovery of a 900-year-old potato offers a striking reminder. The future of food security may not lie in laboratories alone, but also in the heritage crops that communities have quietly protected for centuries. And so, the humble Nama potato becomes more than a crop. It becomes a teacher, a bridge between past and future, tradition and innovation. It becomes a symbol of hope, showing that resilience is possible when we value what we already have. A potato passed down for nearly a millennium now carries the promise of tomorrow, reminding us that sometimes the roots of the future are found deep in the soil of the past.